What would it take to get me on Tucker Carlson tonight? I know that me and Tucker would be like this. He would want to adopt me. I am so cool. I really am. So many people tell me that I'm like the coolest kid ever. And I always make a joke about that. I'm like, I'm already adopted, but those that adopted me wish that they had chosen another kid. Because I'm such a mess. But I think that's the beauty of my existence. That I am openly and honestly a train wreck, you know? And that's nice to be around somebody like that. I try not to make my train wreck your problem, though. That's the difference between me and a lot of people on planet Earth that are openly and honestly a mess and a half. It's like they make it everybody else's problem. No, it's nobody's problem. It's not even my problem anymore. It's the Lord's problem. He's got to deal with this shit. Is this just me? Or does this seem like there are considerably less people in existence right now? It's like 7-ish in the morning. Look, that's the interstate over there. Seems like traffic should be a lot heavier than it is, you know? Is that because a bunch of people just died? Or is that because a lot of people are out? They just don't want to go to work? They just don't want to leave the house? What's going on? What's going on? Somebody tell me in the vortex. Somebody tell me. Is Amy just hopping boxcar to boxcar on that conspiracy train? Or is this a legit concern? Because I mean, it's just something I notice. I notice a lot of stuff that most people don't notice. Look, y'all, this is exactly what I'm talking about right there. Motherfucker's got a lunchbox and everything. Whenever I bitch about society, there's usually an example waiting right around the corner of what I was just complaining about. This is complain. In sign language, complain. I'm learning sign language right now. For fun. It's just fun to learn how to talk in different ways since nobody can figure out how to talk, regular. What I find really interesting about the sign language is how political it is. Like, for example, the sign for America. I believe it's right to left. Hold on. Yep. So, this is America. The sign for America is you swing around right to left. Actually, it's this way. Never mind. Don't you find that interesting, though? Because it always goes back to the left. Obviously, that was the joke. But, all the female signs are, I believe, grandmother is from the mouth. This is grandmother. Grandfather is from the temple. So all the male signs are from the temple, you know, like the brain, and the female signs are from the mouth. Isn't that interesting? I mean, even deaf people know what's up. You know what I'm saying? I think that deaf people are probably the least confused of all people in Western civilization right now. Because the way that they communicate is a lot simpler, and it just makes a lot more sense. Like yesterday, I don't know if I said this already, we were laughing about it at work last night. Apparently there was some mentally challenged person, a handicapped individual, okay? Notice we don't call those people retards. We only call liberals retards and comedians retards because they tend to be liberals. But this mentally challenged person with special needs could figure out the kiosk. They could figure out how to order just fine. But these older folks get really pissed off and they start yelling at you because they don't want to have to deal with the kiosk. Now, I kind of understand where they're coming from because, you know, that restaurant never used to be that way. And I didn't want it to go that way either. But that's the route they went, because that's the route that everybody's going in modern day society, right? Well, all those boomers are about to die off, I'll tell you that. All the boomers, all the silent generation, they're about to croak. So, I know that sounds mean, but I mean, it's not mean, it's like death, you know, it's what happens, especially now, considering. But anyway, yeah, so all these older people, they have a problem with the kiosk, they have a problem with putting in their order, but a person with special needs had no problem doing it. I think that just goes to show that, like, people that are simpler, the way that they think, you know, they don't complicate stuff. They seem to have a much easier time. It's like all these motherfuckers that live in America. I feel like people that live here don't stand a chance based off all the stuff that they're subjected to try to make them crazy. And people here just take the bait. And the reason why they take the bait is because they love to see themselves as victims. And so if they think that they're crazy, then that gives them yet another reason to feel like they have it so hard and they don't know what to do with themselves. That's why they have to take a bunch of pills every day. And they have to talk to their little analysts about how difficult it is to wake up and worried about, you know, real problems. You know, I feel like not having to worry about real problems is a problem. Like, if these people had real problems, they wouldn't see an analyst about them. You know, they would just have to deal with those problems. And they'd grow resilient. And they wouldn't give a fuck about anything anymore. But because their life is so easy, they have to like invent things to be upset about. And unfortunately, that's a lot of people that live here. That's a lot of people in Western civilization. You know? I guess there's just nothing better for them to do than to make stuff up.